besties, my name is Maddie and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be picking my June TBR. It is crazy, we are already in June. I feel like this year has been flying by and I am really hoping June is the month that I read all the books on my TBR. May was not great, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I read so many books so far, but not many have been off my TBR. I'm still having such a great reading month, so I'll take that as a win. So as always, I pick 5 from my TBR jar prompts, and then 5 I've already picked for myself. So let's jump into prompt number 1, what is going to be on my June TBR. So we have quite a few. Just kidding. Look at this pink one right here. Part of a series. Okay, love that for me. So I don't know, should we start with a new series or should we do a continuation of a series? Because if we do a new series, I just got Holding the Reins. I think it's by Paisley Hope. I just got that one and it's the first in the series. Reckless Union, King of Envy. That could be promising. Rebel Witch, If We Meet Again, I believe that's book 1. Losers Part 1. Indigo Ridge is a new series. The Dixon Rule. Oh man, okay, so we got quite a bit that I can think of. Part of a series. So I'm thinking I want to do a series that I'm kind of in the middle of. I'm not really wanting to pick up a new series because I feel like I'm in the middle of so many. Like I want to sit down and actually think and write down which books I need to get through because I know there's so many. So I'm torn between The Dixon Rule or King of Envy, but I'm feeling like I want an Anna Wong book. You know, I loved most of them. The only one I didn't like, I think it was King of Pride or something like that. And I listened to that one, so I don't know if I did the book a disservice that way. But I feel like King of Envy, and I read Anna Wong's books super fast, so stunning, right? Oh, I love her. But I really should take this sticker off, but we're not gonna do it right now. So as follows our 2 main characters, Anaya and Vuk. I'm probably saying that wrong. It is what it is. And he was some really mysterious man that was in book 4, I believe, or something like that. And I believe Anaya is I don't know if this is Second Chance. I really don't know what this book is about at all, to be honest with you. But I do love Anna Wong's writing, so I know I'm going to have such a good time with this one. She's a thick book, 500 some pages. That's crazy. Okay, we picked a big one to start off with, I guess. But I feel like this would be great because then I'll be fully caught up on her King of Sin series. So I feel like this could be promising. I think this is a very good idea. And I hope future Maddie is very proud that past Maddie picked this book and she got to it. So, King of Envy by Anna Wong is our first book on our June TBR. Okay, now let's do prompt number 2. So we have a pink book. Okay. Oh, we got, Holding the Reins. Just Like Home, we have Horror, All My Kisses for You. Not sure if that's a continuation of a series. The Chase by Elle Kennedy. Oh, Tell Me Lies, I can do that one too. Listen, I don't think I want to do another series, so I want to hold off on Holding the Reins. Right now, I believe. I'm kind of leaning more towards Just Like Home or All My Kisses for You. I don't know which one I'm really feeling like doing. I don't know if I want a horror book or, when I read A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, I flew through it, so maybe this one would be similar. I don't want horror. I'm gonna hold off on horror because I have an idea of doing a Halloween-ish episode in July or video. So we're gonna wait for Just Like Home. And I'm gonna do All My Kisses for You by Monica Murphy. Okay, so we have Willow and Rhett. And Rhett is going to be this new all-star quarterback, new student coming into the Lancaster Prep. This really prestigious prep school where a bunch of rich kids go, basically. Willow has always been the good girl, the one who behaves. She shouldn't want him. I love that. I love that little bit of tension that could be created in here. No one's gonna top Crew though. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what Rhett does. So book number 2 on my TBR is going to be All My Kisses for You by Monica Murphy. This is a thick stack so far, and I have 2 books sitting there. Oh well. Okay, let's do prompt number 3. So we have a book from Top Shelf. Okay. Should we do a fantasy? Should we do Rebel Witch? I loved... Look at me being a liar because I don't even remember the book title. I want to say Crimson Moth, but that's not the title that I have. Heartless Hunter, okay. Duh. I guess Crimson Moth is a different version because these aren't looking promising for me. I don't want any of these really, so I just feel like Rebel Witch will be good. And I'm getting another series out of the way. Love that for me. So I don't know how much to say about this without giving anything away because I believe it takes place right after the ending of Heartless Hunter, which was insane. So basically in Heartless Hunter, you have kind of a cat and mouse game going on because you have a witch hunter and a witch, but the witch is like in hiding and she's like trying to help all these other witches escape, and she's like posing as this like socialite and no one has any idea, and he's kind of trying to figure out if she's a witch or not, or something along those lines. And I'm not gonna say too much without giving it away. Oh, this is the last one. So it's a duology. Oh, perfect. So then if I finish this one, I'll be done with the series. Duology, if you will. Very excited for this one. So I have Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. Okay, let's do prompt number 4. And we have random number generator. I hate doing this one because I can't count. So let's try this again. 18, 19, 20. Oh, 20 is an easy number. Hey Siri, pick a random number 1 through 20. Random number's 15. 15. Oh, yes, ma'am. I'll take that any day of the week. Woo! Love Sarah Adams. Okay, so we have The Temporary Roomie by Sarah Adams. I am so excited for this one. So I believe she is pregnant and she's going to go move in with this guy, but it's not his baby, and I think they're gonna kind of fall for each other, work together, do something like that. So we have Jesse. Speaking of Jesse, did y'all watch Secret Life of Mormon Wives? It just says salon owner and Jesse, and I was like, oh, the tea. Doesn't matter. Oh, we got Dr. Drew Marshall, her best friend's brother. Because she's going to need to stay with him because her pipes leak at her house or something like that. And she's in her 3rd trimester. So I wonder if the baby's going to be born during this. I love that. I love when there's a baby. Love a single parent. Oh, they're nemesises. Nemesises? Whatever. They don't like each other. Oh, I'm so excited. I will definitely be reading this one in June. So we have our 4th pick of the month, and we have The Temporary Roomie by Sarah Adams. So excited. I'm going to have such a good time with that one. Okay, then our last and final prompt for the TBR jar before we go over the other 5 that I picked for myself. And we have Book from Bottom Shelf. Wow, these were so creative this month, guys. These were out of control, honestly. Okay. Do I be crazy and do another series and do like All In? Or I can do the Dixon Rule. Okay, I'm between All In or the Dixon Rule. No, I don't want to. Did I already pick one by Al Kennedy? No, I didn't. Why did I think I did? All In or the Dixon Rule. So I don't want to do this one. I don't want a Sarah Adams book. I'm gonna wait for this one more for like July because I feel like it's more summery. Okay, I'm gonna do All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes because I believe I'll be able to read her book a little bit faster because The Dixon Rule is a thick book. And this also gives me another one to check off for my series. So this follows 3 murders apparently at some casinos, but the serial killer is killing them basically in all different ways. So they're kind of hard to track down, I guess. And also Cassie's going through some personal stuff because there's also been a break in her mother's case because her mother was murdered in like when she was younger. And that's why she's now part of like this like kid FBI, but they're not kids, they're like older teens, I think. But I'm very excited. I love the other 2 that I read. Like, this is great. So I feel like this is a pretty promising 5 books that I'm going to get to in June. Mark my words. Don't write that down. Okay, now let's go over the 5 books that I want to read in June because they're just like personal preferences. And there's 2 that are for my book club. So the first book on this list is Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. I absolutely love Phantasma, so this is the second one in this series, and this one follows Genevieve, which is her sister from book 1. And Genevieve gets like this mysterious note or call from one of her mom's friends and basically invites her to Italy. So she's like, sure, why not? So she goes there, and there she meets Rowan, and she like knocks on the door and she's like, hey, I'm here. And he's like, no, slams the door in her face. And she's like, absolutely not. I'm not going to let a man tell me what to do. So she opens the door, comes in, and she now is in a very dangerous game of hide and seek where there's only one winner. And if you don't win, you're like sentenced to hell for the rest of your life or some eternity or something like that. So her and Rowan are going to kind of work together to get out of this game, I believe. Phantasma was very similar to that there were like trials and stuff to go through, and I thought it was so interesting. So I'm very excited to see how they played this like little hide and seek game. And my sister read it and she absolutely loved it. I don't know which one she liked better, but she said both of them are really great. So I'm hoping I like Enchantra just as much as I liked Phantasma. Then a book I want to listen to is Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune because I read House of the Cerulean Sea and I loved it. And I don't know if this is like book 2 or like a continuation because when I was reading about it, it follows some different characters, so I don't even know kind of what's going on, but it's like fantasy, magical realism, but this one deals with like death. So this follows our main character Wallace, and he's just like chilling one day and he realizes that like the Grim Reaper is basically coming for him and he's being like taken, and he's like, am I dead? What do you mean? And there he meets this like coffee or tea shop owner named Hugo, and Hugo's like, I'll give you 7 days before I come collect you to like cross over. So Wallace is going to basically live his entire lifetime in the next 7 days, and it's going to be his story. I don't know if Hugo's going to be part of this story or how this is going to work, but I loved like the magical realism that House of the Cerulean Sea had, so I'm hoping I really like this one. The only thing I have some like qualms about, I guess you could say, is when I was looking at this on Goodreads, the reviews aren't great, which makes me a little nervous. But you know, this year I'm trying not to let Goodreads and friends persuade me for like what book I want to read. Because like Sarah and I have been talking about it, and we're like, let's just read the books that we want to read and not like base them off of other things, because like sometimes I'll see a book and I'm like, oh, that doesn't have like the best ratings from like 3 of my friends, so I'm like hesitant to pick it up. So we're gonna try it with this one and see what my feelings are about it. And then you know how I just said in the beginning of this video that I didn't want to start any more series? Well, I'm a big fat liar, because I have God of Malice by Rena Kent. So I have taken a little bit of a break from Rena Kent. I have not picked up one of her books in quite some time, but I have finished her entire backlist besides the Legacy of God series. And then like Beautiful Venom, what is it? Kiss of the Villain. There's like a few of those. I don't really know what they're called, but like those I have not got to. But I have read the entire backlist of her, so I could be fully prepped and prepared for the Legacy of God series. So we are going to be starting God of Malice this month. I am so afraid. So, a little secret I'll let you in on. I read the first 3 chapters of this, first 2 chapters, before I ever picked up a Rena Kent book, before it was like taken off. Like, I don't know if this has the correct scene in it, if you know what I'm talking about. And I remember I read those like first 2 chapters and I was like, no, I want the full backstory of this. So then I stopped, and then I went back and I read every single Rena Kent book in order of like what she says you should read them in, so I could be fully prepped and prepared for these guys and their parents. So yeah, Killian seems a little crazy, but maybe that's right up my alley. So I believe this was Killian and Gwendolyn? I don't know what her name is, but he's a psycho. He's a crazy man, and I think he's obsessed with her, and he's crazy. And that's really all I know about it. So I will let you know all my thoughts when I finish reading about him. I might do like a reading vlog of reading the entire Legacy of God series, depending on like how many I get through and how long in between I take. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited, and I have been putting these guys off for so long. Let's see what I think of this one. Then a book for one of my book clubs, I have The Orphanage by the Lake by Daniel G. Miller. So this follows our FMC, and I believe she's like starting her personal what's it called? A personal investigator? I think so. And where she like looks for things or looks for people. Not quite sure. And she's kind of starting off her business like fresh. And there she gets a call from Madeline, and she is like this mysterious like socialite, and she's like, hey, this girl's missing from this orphanage, you need to track her down and find her. So when she goes there, she starts to uncover some secrets, and like some creepy things start happening, and I don't know what turn this is going to take. Because on Goodreads it was like a mystery thriller, but I don't know if it's going to be a little paranormal as well, which really spooks me out if I'm being honest with you. So I'm a little scared what kind of like twists and turns this is talking about, because it was talking about like that like creepy things are like following her around when she's like looking for things, that she's like getting all these cryptic symbols and stuff, and I'm like, ooh, bad news. I don't want that stuff. So I would be dipping if I was her, but you know, obviously she's got to see it through. I'm very curious to see kind of what I think about this, and if it leans more towards horror or if it leans more towards like a thriller. So, very excited for that one. And then the last one I have on this list is another one for my book club, and I am very curious to see how this goes. So, I have The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. So, I've watched the Hulu series. I haven't watched like the last 2 seasons, 3 seasons. Like, it was getting to the thick of it. I want to say it was like season 4. And I couldn't handle it anymore, so I had to take a break, and I never picked it up again, or like never started watching it again. So, we are reading this for another one of my book clubs, and I think we're gonna have some really good talking points from this one. And I'm really curious to see how closely related this book is to the TV show. So this follows our FMC Offred, and she is a handmaid in Gilead, which is basically like dystopian United States, where they follow some book. I don't know what book it is like, but they follow it to a T. And it's where all these really powerful men rule the world, and their wives kind of just are like a step down below them, but they still really don't hold any power. And the birth rate is so extremely low that these handmaids are forced to basically like bear children for these very powerful families. And in the TV show, it was absolutely insane, and it is very spooky scary, if I'm being so honest with you. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to be. I don't know if this is first person POV or how this is really written, but I'm very excited. I'm a little scared, but I'm hoping I like it, which sounds so strange about this book, and I'm very excited to talk about it with all my besties. So excited to get into this one. So those are the 10 books that I am reading in June. I can't wait to sit down at the end of June and be like, guys, I read all these books. I'm a liar. I'm not a liar. I'm gonna do it this time. Let me know what you're reading in June as always. Let me know any new releases that are coming out that I should keep my eye out for, you know, because I love Destroy from the TBR. And as always, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Love yous!